Hey everyone, Ben Hansen here. I have some interesting radio communication audio of pilot reported UAP events for you today. I want to keep this short, get right into it. So this is reported to Fort Worth Center, the air traffic control facility that covers part of northern Texas and into Oklahoma, a little bit into other neighboring states. Now the Fort Worth, Kansas City, and Memphis Center control facilities have received an extraordinary amount of UAP or UFO sighting reports within the past year. This one took place in the early morning hours of January 14th, 2023 at about 4 a.m. local time, which is 10 a.m. Zulu. The event took place over almost an hour. So what you're going to hear are multiple commercial airlines calling into the control facility, and then the controller also reaches out to pilots to be on the lookout for these UAPs. I want to emphasize that we don't have any witnesses of these sightings that we've talked to, and we don't have any video footage of the events either. But based on the description that the pilots are providing, it's very likely that the objects might be explainable as the new orbits of Starlink satellites that we've been reporting on since last summer. However, since we don't have anything other than the audio recordings to go off of, we're not going to analyze anything beyond making this comparison. We do have additional FOIA requests that are pending on this event. So if those come back with any additional information, we'll be sure to share that with you. Now, the original recording is nearly 50 minutes long, so I've removed the dead air in many places, but any place where the silence lasted more than 1 minute, you'll see a graphic in the video that says how much time actually passed. As always, I want to thank Flight Radar 24 for the use of their graphics. We highly recommend that you check out their website and products if you like tracking flights across the world. Primarily, in the graphics, you're going to see 3 flights that were involved in the reporting: Delta Flight 722, Delta Flight 726, and Delta Flight 352. Now, there's some humor in the chatter. It keeps it kind of lively. But if you've seen our other reporting, you'll know that the main concerns here are that the controllers have been receiving reports on this type of phenomena for well over a year. And not the controllers nor the pilots have been given any type of official explanation or feedback as to what they might be witnessing. So some of the pilots that you're going to hear are absolutely convinced that they're looking at some type of aircraft, yet nothing's picked up on radar. They also convey that if they're satellites, that they're not any type of satellite that they're familiar with. And these reports have been rampant, like I said, in about the past year or so. So if there are explainable answers, no government agency has provided notification to the controllers or to the pilots as anything that would allay their concerns. And that's something we talk about often on this channel and something that we're working on trying to help to fix. So without spending any more time on this, here's the recording from January 14th.
Hey, Center Delta 722.
Delta 722, go.
This is an odd question. Every few minutes, I can't believe I'm saying this for the radio, 2 really bright lights come at us. They're high. They're like 45,000 feet. Is there somebody out playing in front of us?
No, there's not, and that area seems to always get some sort of strange lights as well.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, it happens a lot in your area, actually. You're not the first pilot to report that on the overnights. What kind of lights does it look like?
I don't even. So it looks really, really bright. When it looks like it's something circling. There's 2 of them, and it almost looks like an orbit. And then when it's coming at you, it's really bright. It's like if somebody was close to you, but it's brighter than it would normally be for the distance that it appears to be at. It looks to be about 10,000 feet, maybe 15,000 feet higher than us, and it's fast. It's moving fast.
Roger that. We're looking into it because we don't have anything as far as a primary return in that area. Trying to see if there's anything else we can pick up, but we're not picking up anything.
Off north and gets dim and then comes back around.
It dims when it goes north?
Yeah, it dims when it goes north. So there's a second one. The second one isn't as bright as the first one. The first one's really bright.
Do you think it could be satellites?
I'm sorry, I lost you. Say again?
Do you think, so like the running theory these days is that it's a pair of satellites that are somehow orbiting. Does it look like it could be that at all?
I don't think so, because it's lower in the atmosphere and it's a really tight orbit. The orbit goes from about 10 o'clock to about 11:30 on my one screen. Like it's like they're circling over Razorback really fast.
How long does it take for them to make a complete orbit, you think? Like, is it a few seconds?
I'm actually timing. We're going to time. Let me time it and I'll let you know. But I would say probably 3 minutes.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and time that and let me know. This is really weird.
This is not just me.
We were making fun of people earlier about reporting this kind of stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
Alright, for Delta 722, first one just came into view.
And what was the time on that?
I'm going to time this one right now. So it looks to be tracking on a heading of maybe 320, and then it dims out again, and it's disappearing. But we also have one that cycle. Oh, here comes the second one. There's the second one.
All right.
It's high, like really high, like probably above 60, and then it kind of dims out again just now. I'll hit the clock.
Okay, roger that. I've got Memphis looking as well, having their planes look up. He hasn't had any reports yet over the Razorback area.
So that cycle for them coming through was 40 seconds, but it was much longer the last time.
Well, we're at 1403, checking in 320.
There's 14 at the roger, thanks. And Delta 722, so just to verify, it takes, depending on, it takes different timing to make orbits?
Yeah, that last orbit was about 40 seconds, but we hadn't seen him for a bit before that, so I'm going to rehack and we'll see what it comes up this time.
Okay.
We appeared again at 40 seconds, so it was 40 seconds with a 40-second orbit.
Alrighty, appreciate it. Delta 722, by chance, do you happen to see little green men?
Not at this time.
Okay, just checking.
We truly were making fun of this theory earlier, and then we saw it.
Delta 722, roger. I appreciate the help. You can contact Memphis Center now on 132.55, and they know that something's out there. Like I said, you're not the first one to report this. It's been going on for over a year. It only happens during the night. I don't really know what it is, but 3255, we'll see you there.
3255, I got a good video of it. Thanks. We'll see ya.
That's awesome.
We're Delta 726, checking in below, return and off.
Delta 726, we're center. Good evening. Delta 726, got a weird question for you.
Shoot.
You're following company 130 miles ahead, and they were reporting lights at your about 11 o'clock, pretty high, 60,000 feet. They said there was 2 lights making an orbit pattern pretty quickly. Do you see anything out there?
Yeah, actually we do. We'll investigate further and get back to you.
Thank you.
Fort Worth, Delta 726.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they're not crazy. We've seen 2. They get brighter. They are at 11 o'clock. They're well above us. They get brighter and then they fade out, and they're moving, north to south, south to north.
What would you, if you had to say what you think it is, what's it look like?
It definitely looks like an aircraft. It looks to me like there's at least one red and one white light. It just faded out again. It looks like an aircraft.
Do you think the lights could be afterburners instead of lights?
I've seen the same thing we saw the same thing over the Pacific 2 days ago, and then I've seen the same thing over the Atlantic as well. So I don't know what if it's aircraft. I don't know where they're from.
Do you think it could be, I know it's hard to explain, but do you think it could be satellites somehow?
No, it's not satellite. We can't tell if it's an afterburner or not. It has two different color lights. It comes on and then it just disappears. It fades in and fades out in the same general area. Yeah, and it's moving left and right, right and left, so satellites wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's weird. I know it's hard to tell, but if you could you tell the distance by like any means?
No, really, I can't even give you a guess. It's pretty high up there above us. But as far as distance go, I can't tell. It doesn't stay in sight very long. I'd say it stays in sight about 3 seconds and fades out.
Alrighty then. Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's one for Tucker Carlson show, huh?
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, and by the way, there is definitely 2 of them also.
Okay, yeah, that's what your company in front of you was saying too. They were kind of orbiting around each other, so we're just trying to figure out what the heck it could be.
Roger that. Assume you don't show anything on your radar, right?
No, we don't show anything, but it's really, I mean, it's hard to tell because it could be 1,000 miles away from you, it could be 50, so we don't really know where to look. Hey, Delta 726, you'd mentioned you've seen this before over the Pacific or Atlantic. Have you always been flying east on when you see it? Do you ever see it flying west?
No, I've only seen it flying eastbound.
Okay, thanks.
And it now appears like there's 3 of them.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't think they're as far away from us as you might think because they seem to be getting closer, and they're moving up higher in the sky as we approach. So I'm thinking we're getting closer.
Okay, I appreciate it.
How high is your radar work?
Well, in theory, it should pick up anything. I mean, it's obviously there's limitations, but I don't think that it's filtered out. I mean, we have 2 systems, one for transponders and one for we call it primary radar that just picks up anything in the sky, and that should literally pick up anything in the sky.
You're going about like 50 or 60,000 feet?
Yeah, the primary radar should see up to at least 60. Would you say it's 11 o'clock for you?
12 o'clock mostly.
Okay. Delta 726, thanks for the help. Contact Memphis Center 132.55.
3255 Delta 726, what's the S?
Yeah.
And 144 West. Expect that United 2435 350.
United 2435 Forest Center, howdy. You got a strange question. If you would just look out to your maybe 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock or so out the window and see if you see any weird kind of lights way up in the sky.
Stand by.
Delta 1403, contact Forward Center 132.45. I'm sorry, FedEx 1403, contact Center 132.45.
3245 FedEx 1403. And Center for United 2435. Right now we don't see anything. Want to just a little more detail on what type of level work? Good morning, FedEx 1438 340.
FedEx 1438 Forest Center, good morning. United 2435, thanks for looking. There's two Delta aircraft that are maybe 120 miles northeast of your position. They were reporting some kind of weird lights that were orbiting each other. They're flying eastbound. They said it looked like aircraft that were, above flight level 600. But we don't really know what that is.
Okay. We'll kind of continue to look for you.
Thank you. Delta 352 Center. Delta 352 Center.
Go ahead, Center for Delta 352.
Yes, sir. About 30 minutes to maybe an hour ago, your company ahead of you was reporting some strange lights up in the sky around flight level 600 or so. It'd be at your maybe 12 o'clock in, 80 miles. It's kind of hard to tell, but do you see anything weird out there?
Not at the moment. I do have to say that a few miles back, just
seen some lights, or maybe one light, high altitude that would, fade in, fade out, but not seeing anything at the moment. We'll keep our eyes peeled until the 352.
Okay, thanks, Sid. When you saw that, I'm guessing it wasn't very obvious as what it could be?
Not at all. Just almost, it could be a star, but it would fade in and fade out, high altitude.
Okay, yeah, it sounds similar to what your company was saying ahead of you, but they were seeing, one saw two of them together, they were orbiting each other, and the other saw three all flying in a circle.
Not an uncommon event, it seems. I flew with a captain just last week that actually made his own video of something very similar.
That's pretty neat. Delta 352, thanks for the help. Contact Memphis now on 132.55. Just let them know if you see anything funny.
Okay, that was 3255 for Delta 352.